What up, Talkin Fight fans? Thanks for tuning in today's episode of Knuckle Up, Knockout of the Week. You know what you're here for, man. Feature myself, Mike Orr, and my man Cedric Ben in the den. And we have none other than two-time heavyweight champ of the world, Tim Witherspoon. He's going to help us break down the winner of tonight's Knockout of the Week award. And that goes to none other than Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Yes, welcome, guys. Let's talk about it. We got to talk about the big fight that happened last night and how Dillian Whyte went down with the same shot that he's lost his previous two losses with, man. Let's get on it.
I thought this was Dillian Whyte's opportunity that he's been waiting for all these years for. He lost to Josh. His last loss or big loss, last time he had a title shot was against Anthony Joshua a lot of years ago. Since then, he's had some, he's been on a good tear. He did have one or two losses in between there, but I think he avenged those losses, like when he knocked out Povetkin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I thought this was his opportunity. This was, what up, Carl from Last Bell? This was his opportunity to make that shocking thing. There was no rematch clause. So, he had that one opportunity, but couldn't capitalize on it. And the main thing was the defense.
Yeah.
Champ, go ahead. Give us your take on it.
Yeah, Champ, tell us what you thought.
Well, I really wouldn't blame it all on him, even though it's not blaming thing. It's not a blaming thing. In this boxing game, your management and your promoters, everybody has a part in this. Everybody has a part in this. Your trainer, everybody. So, like back in the day, I knew some promoters. If they didn't like what they saw, they would go in. They would get involved and say, "Hey, we got to figure something out." Whoever was involved with Dillian Whyte, either they didn't care or they just don't know. There's not a lot of old timers that's still alive today to come in and say, "Hey, man, I think you need this. I think you need that," and people listen to him. It's getting so bad, and I hate to talk about Sugar Hill. You can clearly look at his pad work. You can clearly look at his. I love the brother, but you could clearly listen to his language and tell he don't really know that much. I think Tyson likes him a lot, and Tyson just bring him on board, and Tyson get the job done. He's like Frank Sinatra. I do it my way. So I hate to talk negative, but this is what I see. When I hear Sugar Hill talk, I don't want to jump off the subject. When I hear him talk, he talks theory, and so does Malik Scott a little bit. Oh, well, we got that love for each other. And I think that it'll multiply and we'll get together. But you never hear him say, well, that left hook need to be a little closer. You need to block this.
You mean specific details. Like specific
you don't
details,
see that.
Exactly.
You just see all that other stuff.
But
in Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte definitely needed, and guys like us, like you're a trainer, I think you boxed before too, Mike, a little maybe. We notice these things, and it's a shame that sometimes they put us on the negative side when we're really talking about what happened. Mm-hmm. I don't dislike Tyson Fury or none of those guys. I see things, and people should respect a little bit of what words come out of my mouth, just like yours too. Exactly. I'm not downing them, but I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah,
how I feel.
Yeah, Carl, you're right, man. Sugar Hill has transformed Tyson. He gave him that Kronk style, man. He gave him that Kronk style for sure. But where does Dillian Whyte go from here? You know what I mean? He's now lost 3 times to the same punch. Obviously, there's an issue there. There's a huge issue.
It's so easy. All they have to do is ask somebody. All they have to do is ask somebody.
Yeah.
He looked the same. And just a couple of different things maybe. And it was so stupid for them to go southpaw. That shows to me the inexperience. Get right down to the nitty and the gritty and get this fight over with. We went to southpaw, and then Rich Collin went to southpaw, and I was like,
what was it? Whyte came out in the southpaw in the beginning, and then Fury came out in the second round in the southpaw. And by the third, by the third, the referee had to gain control of the fight because they weren't breaking up when they were supposed to. And then he had that accidental headbutt that caused the cut over Dillian's eye. And then, from there, it started to turn into the slugfest that we all hoped it did, man. If they didn't mess around for those first two, where they were both, trying out their little left-sided, unorthodox game there, man, it might have been a little different. I think it would have went down a little earlier, man. Then I believe it was the 6th round stoppage.
Yeah.
It?
Now, specifically about the knockout, which is the reason why we're here. Tyson Fury landed a jab first and then stepped in with a right uppercut. And I always said, the uppercuts and hooks, specifically the uppercut, it's a dangerous punch to throw because you have to be closer to the person.
Right up the middle is a dangerous punch.
Exactly.
It's hard to defend.
Exactly. And it's also leaving yourself a little bit open too, because you're closer to the person with that hand open. So, right on the button.
Definitely needed his life. When you're doing that punch, you definitely need that left in the front, and when you whip it, just in case you miss, this left got to be here so it can follow through with it.
Yeah.
Or you just throw the right and keep the left there for defense.
Yeah.
So that he did that pretty good. He set it up. He came out relaxed. He came out nice and relaxed. He said, boom. They said, boom. Then he got it close. Boom.
Yeah. He landed, Whyte was the whole fight. He kept his, it's almost like Dillian Whyte. He was so focused on not getting caught with a check left hook with Tyson Fury popping that jab and coming with that left hook. Yeah. So Dillian Whyte had that right hand up because he was so worried about that. He wasn't even thinking about this. And that's why he just came up, boom, right up the middle and just folded him. And he beat the count, but it was a good stoppage by the referee because he wasn't in good shape, even though he got up before 10. You got to think about the safety and your future first. So
just show you with so much money involved. You figure the management and everybody would realize this. Them millions and the 20 million that's coming into play. They forgetting about. Well, that fight was on over in England, but over here, a lot of different trainers probably would get involved or something, or whisper to the guy, "Look, man, this and that." It doesn't look like Dillian Whyte had anybody. He was loyal to his team, but sometimes loyalty doesn't get you that far. So he's loyal, and I'm loyal to my guys. But if I needed help, I would try to get it. But he didn't even know he needed help.
No. But you know what? I believe now he's going to know that he needs some help, man. You lose your 3 losses are by the same punch. You know what I'm saying? You lost 3 times with the exact same shot, man, an uppercut, and it's dropped you, man. So there's definitely a hole in his game. He's got to work on it. And, hopefully he goes back to the drawing board and, decides to learn how to block that uppercut, man. But I'm not taking away from Tyson Fury with his vicious uppercut because honestly, real time really shows you, man, the speed. You guys are going to see a lot of highlights out there of the shot coming through and landing clean. But you know what? You want to see the real speed of it, man. It was a laser shot set up perfectly by that jab, throwing it out there. And Dillian Whyte just walked into it as Tyson Fury came up with that bullet of an uppercut, man. You know what? Honestly, the man's retiring now. There ain't. He's got nothing left to prove, and he went out with a bang last night. I want to touch on this though. I want to touch on this just for a second. What do you guys think about him leaving Dillian Whyte in the ring for 16 minutes while he made his own ring walk?
Say that.
So Dillian Whyte was in the ring 16 minutes before.
It's a tactics.
That's part of the game. That's part of the mind games.
Yeah, that was a tactic.
16 minutes, man. That's a long one. He decided to take a whole lap around the field and then run it up from his throne. 16 minutes, 16 long minutes that Dillian Whyte had to stand there, and potentially start to get cold. So, I guess it is tactics.
That's why sometimes it's and Champ, you would know this.
It's a mental game.
Sometimes they put it in the contract. That's how serious they make sure it's in the contract, like who's going first, who's going second, and whatever, just to get that little mind game.
Well, all the time the champion goes last. He and like the opponent, he goes first, and then the champ go last. And in most cases, I never heard of a fight where the champ went in first, and then
what about when you're on the way up, like when you're just starting out your career, like how to decide who goes first?
Well, the promoter, he knows who's the better boxer. You know how you get the opponent against to me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the guy that's promoting the boxer, he makes him go in
Last.
last.
Yeah,
But there's sometimes there's both of them good, and they just have to choose like
yeah.
early, right? You've done that before, right?
No, I just fought amateur, not pro, so I didn't get that.
Okay. So
we have a comment from Sheila Stafford. Thanks, Sheila, for tuning in. We love the comments. Keep dropping them. It said she says it showed with White. I think he should have fought someone else. It came off he didn't study Fury.
The same thing would have happened with the other guy, like you said before. He got hit with that uppercut before, and then he needed somebody to come in and change a couple of things. Yeah. Okay, his aggression is good. His thing, you just got to keep your hands up while you're doing that. So, hey, it was what he knew. He didn't, and I don't think he learned that much since the last uppercut.
No. And honestly, the last uppercut we're talking is Povetkin. He did avenge that loss, but that loss we're talking was August the 22nd, 2020. So that's 2 years ago. And then he fought Povetkin in March of 21, and beat him. And then he comes out and fights Fury and loses with that same shot that he lost to Povetkin with, and that he lost to AJ back in 2015. With. So, there's a big hole in the game there. And, I guess they finally realized that, that's his kryptonite, man. That walking in, catching him with that uppercut, man. And, Dillian Whyte's not a young cat. He's been around the game a long time.
And there's a lot of people, there's some people that rather see the ship go down than them to receive help. I've seen it a lot coming up in the game where I could see where somebody could benefit, and they still stayed in the way. I mean, the trainer they had stayed in the way. He wouldn't step down. I mean, a lot of guys wouldn't step down. But
sometimes the camps that they got too much pride to admit that they need help, and that's
like Joshua. I approached him on the internet and talked to him, and I sent the text to him, and he sent the text back, said, "No, T." He said, "I'm good. I got my team, and we're gonna go all the way." And I said, "He don't know what he doesn't know on that level, on that aspect, the decision he's making. I'm offering him. He don't have to pay me." I told him. I said, "You don't have to pay me. I don't have to be in the corner, but I guarantee you'll like what I like. What you'll like what I'm showing you." And I respected his reply back. He said, "Okay," but I knew he was inexperienced when he said that.
Yeah,
I knew there's other people running it, so there's nothing I can do about that. I tried, and Deontay Wilder, I tried with him. It's the managements, man. Dennis Rappaport, Jerry Cooney's manager, promoter, Rappaport and Jones, he wouldn't take that. And Martin Ford, you going or you got to. They'll switch it up. So I learned this in the past, and this is really what it is. If Dillian Whyte had somebody helping him do some little bit more different defenses and stuff and tighten it up, it would have been a better fight than what it was that day.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he could, because he could throw that left hook now.
Yeah, man, he did.
And Tyson Fury lacks a little defense too. Now he tried to do all the moving, and that's beautiful. But when the fight get really tough, sometimes you ain't gonna be able to keep doing that. You're gonna have to do this. That was the alarm. You're gonna have to start tightening it up, get it tight, and bang. You ain't gonna be able to do this all during the fight, all the natural movement. You're gonna have to get down to basic learning once you get down the line and get tired. So so he would need some too, because I don't see him. He went down on the canvas a lot, and so did his opponent. So I'm not knocking him. He did a hell of a job, and his personality and the whole thing with the Gypsy King, that is beautiful.
Love it.
That is beautiful.
Like I said on Friday, it's his first time on home soil in 4 years. He hasn't fought on British soil, since 2018. What a way to go out and end a career, on a big highlight reel knockout, man, because it's on the show this week. There we go, man.
outbox your opponent and then finish with a big KO.
Yeah,
Great way to finish your career.
That was beautiful.
Sheila has dropped another comment. She says, better management. This needs to change. It's about the boxer and the legacy of everyone involved. True. Very true, Sheila. Yeah, I could have said it better myself.
Is she a boxer? Is she a boxer?
She owns the gym.
Yeah, she owns the gym.
Oh.
Carl says, British legend Lennox Lewis would have been proud of that uppercut. I believe he was sitting ringside last night for that uppercut, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he was proud of that, man. Definitely, from another heavyweight champ to another heavyweight champ. Were you impressed with the win last night, champ?
Was I impressed? Real quick, let me get it together.
Yeah.
I was impressed with that uppercut.
Yeah.
I was impressed with the uppercut. But the fight didn't really warm up enough for me to get a really good take of it. I ain't gonna lie, it was kind of like boring, but the atmosphere kept the boringness down some. Like all the stuff that happened. I look to come out and see Sugar Ray and like Tommy Hearns and them again, but I didn't see it. But it was a good atmosphere. It was a good fight. It was good.
Like 94,000 people. That's a pretty big crowd, man.
Yeah. Well, we did 65,000. Me and Bruno, we did 65.
Wow.
Yeah, I know the crowd and everything. That was beautiful. But I guess guys like us, we really look at the skills. We like to see a nice boom, boom, boom. We hit with a good uppercut. We
got a great reply here for Carl. Carl says, yeah, he was there. He was on British TV being British. Yeah, but don't forget he learned how to box in Canada.
Yeah. Lennox Lewis. Talking about Lennox Lewis?
Oh, you talking about Lennox?
Yeah, we're talking about Lennox. Sorry, Carl. I just had to do it. The TV mentioned it last night, too, how, he learned how to box in Canada. So,
Oh, right. I saw that on TV, yeah.
Sheila says, I agree. Fury was calm. Whyte was going along. Yeah, that's the way it was. It was a slow start. I definitely want to say that, man. It was a slow start to the fight. It started.
Whyte don't know how easy that fight could have been for him if he would have learned some defense. I'm telling you.
Oh, honestly, to lose, your third loss with the same thing. Carl's killing it, man. Incorrect again. He learned how to box in London. His birthplace. Carl, I love you, brother. I love you. You're the best, man. Honestly, the back and forth with me and Carl's been going from day one. Shout out to Carl, Last Belt Boxing.
Shout out to Carl and Andy.
Yeah, Carl and Andy, great guys from Last Belt Boxing. If you haven't checked it out, man, definitely go check out their channel. They're live every Thursday. They break down the events after they happen, man, just like us. We're good friends of theirs, and they're good friends of ours, man. Our counterparts on the other side of the pond, definitely. Champ. Honestly, great fight last night. Thank you for helping me watch it and go through it, and then joining us here today to break down this awesome uppercut that definitely was a bullet of a shot and a laser, man. Honestly, when you watch it in real time, it really doesn't. It doesn't do it justice unless you watch it in real time, man. On the speed was everything, and for a big guy like that to be throwing hands that quick, that was very impressive, man. I was very impressed with that win last night.
Definitely was, man.
Anything else you guys want to add before we sign off here and say goodbye to all our wonderful people that have chimed in to watch?
Give me 10 seconds. I think that I know that was a beautiful atmosphere, the fight and everything. I think Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua need to get something on. I think they need to get it on, even though he said he retired. Yeah. But there's still something left in that, I think.
Yeah,
honestly, he's healthy. He's healthy, man. He could go. He was in better shape than he was for his last fight. Like last night, he came in at 264.5, only 11 pounds over Dillian Whyte. The fight before that, he came in at his heaviest at 277. He was taking that fight serious, man. You could tell just by the way he was in the gym that time. And, he came out looking really, really great, man.
But that'd be another big fight.
It would be a huge fight. It'd be a huge fight.
So maybe he should come out of retirement just to do that one.
Yeah, that would be great.
That one might be easier. That one might be easier than Dillian Whyte.
Oh,
maybe.
Ooh.
So Dylan coming like this. Sometimes Dylan. No, I love them guys. Anthony just coming like this.
I'm thinking Usyk. I was thinking Usyk. I was comparing Usyk to Holyfield in the fact that, well, just looking at they both won gold medals at the Olympics. They both cleared out the cruiserweight division, and then Usyk hasn't cleared out the heavyweight division, but he's up there and he's beat one of the top guys at least, and he's doing his thing so far. That's where I was looking at the comparison with Usyk and Holyfield. So that's why I thought Usyk would have a better chance against Fury than Joshua, to be honest.
Whoa.
Carl seems to disagree with you there.
Yeah, I know.
Usyk doesn't have a chance.
I don't know, man. The Holyfield skills.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, we're not going to know because Tyson Fury retired. So
it'll be a lot of movement in that fight. That's for sure.
And you know what? He retired with $34 million last night. So after that shot,
can't be mad at that.
That's big money. 34 million bucks. Hey man,
yeah, you can't be mad at that. Can't be
mad at that. Enjoying himself. That's why he took 16 minutes to get to the ring, man, to show everybody, hey, yo, man, I'm retiring after tonight with all this money, yo. Honestly, great fight, great knockout. Definitely one for the books. Tyson would tee off on Usyk. Yeah, I could see that happening, but I could also see Usyk getting on that inside real good. I think it'd be a great fight. Definitely it'd be a great fight, but we're not going to see that, man. We're going to get to see Usyk.
You see the English people support their sportsmen.
Yo, they do. They do.
Support. I was over there. I was hanging with them. They get drunk and want to kill somebody. I'm serious, but they love their sportsmen. There's one thing you got to give it to those guys over there.
Definitely.
Canada too. Canada too.
We get behind our guys. We get behind our guys. Definitely get behind our guys. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Knockout of the Week Award with our special guest today, Tim Witherspoon. Tim, thank you again for joining us, man. Thank you for helping us break down this vicious knockout from Tyson Fury. Cedric, you know what it is, man. My partner in crime, Cedric Ben in the Den. Thanks again. You know what it is. To all the fans out there, to everybody who dropped it in the comments, man. Carl,
I see you, Cedric. Do the roll, Cedric. Do the roll.
There you go, guys. Do your roll. Do your roll.
All right, I see you.
All the fans, tune in next week. Same time, same channel. New knockout. If you haven't yet, man, hit up Talkin Fight. You know what to do, man. Subscribe, like, share, tell all your friends. Come join us next week. Same time, same channel. We'll see you then. Peace.